Hi everybody, I'm Natalie with Missouri Star Quilt Company, and today on Embroidery 101 we're going to learn the blanket stitch. This is a great stitch for applique and blanket edging. It's super fun and easy. You're going to start with your floss, needle threaded, nice knot in the bottom of it. We'll come up from the back, usually starting left to right, but you can go the opposite direction. It doesn't matter. It's just a style thing and what's comfortable for you. So you'll start along the edge that is the top edge or the line that you're working from, and then you're going to put your needle back in at the length and distance apart from where you want your stitch to be. So we're going to start down here and come back up on the line. And then see how it makes that little cross there? You're going to loop your needle through that to create that little L shape. Okay. Then you go back down for your next stitch. All right, so we're going to continue going along. We'll start down at the bottom of our stitch and come up to the top edge. So one thing I will say is it does feel different to do the blanket stitch on the stitch sampler fabric right in the middle, which would be similar to putting a decorative stitch around applique. But when you're using it on the edge, as I did here on this tea towel, you're going to be stitching right along the edge of the project. And so it feels and looks a little bit different because you're going all the way through the project and then looping it from the top. So let me continue a few more stitches here on our practice. We're going just go nice and slow, keep that tight, keep your top edge stretched out just how you want it to be and nice and flat. Also, just as a little side note, feel free to turn your hoop whichever way is comfortable. Upside down, backwards, whatever way actually makes sense to your brain so that you can get the stitch to look the way you want it. It's all personal preference and what is comfortable for you. So having this close up, I think we'll be able to get a better look at it. We'll go in from the bottom and then back out where your line is. And one of the ways that's pretty easy to do this is to just put the thread behind your needle and pull straight up. So it automatically loops around and creates that little L shape. And you'll continue to go this way and up. And then if you wrap the thread behind the needle, if you forget to wrap the thread, you can always just pick the loop up later. It's not a big deal. These are just, it's almost two different ways. They're very super similar. Gets you to the same end result though. All right, so let me show you how to do this on the edge of a little tea towel. So I've got this one, I pulled the knot through to kind of hide it in the seam, and I'll trim that off so it looks nice and neat later. So what we're gonna do, we've got it coming up in the fold of the tea towel. We're gonna go down into the seam. So I'm just gonna use this where the seam is. That's gonna be my guide for how long my little blanket stitch is. So I'm going to go up to the back. We're going into the front and I'm going to go all the way through the whole thing. So it's straight through. Up here at the top, I'm going to wrap this around my thread or my needle, wrap the thread around the needle, and it's going to loop it around the top. And you're going to try and pull it sort of to the side so that it makes a nice flat edge running along the edge of the tea towel. And you'll see it starts out looking a little funky and then it makes its nice little pattern. If you don't remember to loop it around the needle or you don't want to, you can always just pick up the loop. Now, some people will make a nice little, like they'll put 2 little dots on their fingers so that they know how far apart to space them. It's a good idea for measuring. And again, it really is just what is comfortable for you. How far apart you want to space them, how tight you want to pull them, whether you want to stick your needle in and wrap the thread around the back, which works really well, or you want to just poke your needle through, whoops, and then just pick up that loop whenever you've got your thread pulled through. So it's kind of a loose little stitch. It does a good job decorating. It's really pretty. And that is how it's done. It's pretty simple. I think it's a great little decoration and a nice embellishment to add to your projects. Now when you're done and you want to tie it off, you're going to finish out that stitch. And what I do is I go to the back and I go down to the bottom down here. And all I'm going to do is put my thread through and create a little loop to make a knot. Pull it nice and tight. I do that at least twice so that knot is secure. And then I hide my thread tail by just stitching it up into the fold. And then I cut it off on the front and pull that back through. So you can't see the end of the thread because it's hidden inside. Just like that. So there you go. It's pretty simple and fun to do. If you enjoyed this video, there's lots more where that came from. I have a whole channel called Embroidery 101 where I teach you what you need to know to get started and also give you tons of tips and ideas to refresh your memory and help you to advance in your embroidery journey. So click the link below and I hope you enjoy. Happy stitching!